Okay, do you want to start?
Yeah, let's start. Let's do it.
I want to talk about Star Wars a lot, probably.
Oh, I
Actually,
bet you want to talk about. I bet you want to talk about Star Wars. Okay, let's start the podcast, Greer. And we can talk about Star Wars. And talk all about Star Wars. All about Star Wars.
Well, you want to talk about it too, right?
Oh, I want to talk about it. Let's just start. I'll count down, shall I? 3,
Go for it.
2, 1.
Welcome to the Fran is Salty show.
Okay.
I haven't seen Fran in 3 or 4 weeks, and apparently...
She's a salty pirate. Arr.
Yeah.
Well, great. Unless you're forgetting... Okay, I'll contextualize this a little bit. Greer said she was excited about talking about Star Wars.
Woo.
And I said, I bet you are, on account of a little Facebook status Greer put up a few days ago.
Oh, that.
In which she made it perfectly clear.
So read the time of day that I posted it.
Yeah,
I'm fully aware this was posted monumentally early in the morning. But
Slash really late at night. I was very tired. I barely remember posting that.
Well, what she posted, she was essentially coming out of the closet as somebody that would willingly have sex with Jar Jar Binks.
I barely remember posting it.
But you did post it, Greer. You did post it.
When it's like 5 in the morning and I have a thought, I just reach over and I grab my phone and I post something. I post my thought on Facebook and then I go back to sleep.
But you have the
that's
thought,
why you gotta think about those things, because then people like us are gonna comment and make fun of you.
Yeah.
I mean, Greer, the thing is, you had the thought. It would be like if I posted a Facebook status saying I was going to kill someone. Hey, it was just a thought. I just had a thought. I expressed the thought. And then I rolled over and went back to sleep. You had the thought.
I just thought of
That's
killing James Franco.
somebody.
I'm not going to do it.
That's murder.
Very
That's
good,
true.
Greer.
But I, in my opinion, having sex with Jar Jar Binks is like murdering your libido.
Okay.
Kind of is, yeah.
The point is, you
Actually,
never get...
I plan on watching all the Star Wars movies
At the same
like
time.
one more time. At the same time. all before the new movie. And I'm actually like, and I've told people this before, I don't even think Phantom Menace is the worst prequel. I think that's Attack of the Clones, because Attack of the Clones I feel is like way more forgettable and way more boring. Like there's at least cool stuff in Phantom Menace, and even like the not cool stuff you can still like have fun with and talk about and make fun of and have fun with and stuff. But like there's like nothing in Attack of the Clones that's like,
there's
there's no substance.
You're right.
There's nothing there.
No, you're right, but really, I can't remember the prequels. It's been so long since I've seen them.
I remember the clones being cool. I really liked the design on the clones. I think you're right, though, actually. I remember...
Phantom Menace is the first Star Wars movie I ever saw, so I have, like, really fond memories of it. And I think the pod racing is super cool.
Everyone always says the pod racing, but you are right.
The pod racing is cool, and I played the Nintendo 64 game. I played the Nintendo 64 game, and it's probably one of the best racers on the Nintendo 64, Star Wars fucking pod racing or whatever. But,
you know what? Phantom Menace is more memorable because it is, like, so bad. Maybe Attack of the Clones is more competent.
And Darth Maul, that last battle with Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn is really awesome.
Yeah, but they freaking killed Darth Maul, who was, like, the best character. They killed him.
Yeah, they kind of made him for, like, no reason.
I loved his weapon. That double
the double
Darth Maul's super cool.
Yeah, it was freaking badass. There was no reason to kill.
And even in Revenge of the Sith, there was a bunch of cool battles, and General Grievous is super cool. Like, he's like the Darth Maul of that movie, where he's like a off character that's super cool.
I have to say,
but Attack of the Clones doesn't have any of that. Attack of the Clones is just like there for no reason.
I kind of think Revenge of the Sith is the best one.
Revenge of the Sith is the best one.
Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with that.
Phantom Menace is in the middle, and then Attack of the Clones is the worst one. Attack of the Clones, I've said this before, as movies, as just movies, don't even think of them as Star Wars movies, but as movies, I think all the prequels are pretty good. Like, they're good movies, but as Star Wars movies, Attack of the Clones is not good.
No, I don't agree.
It's very visually impressive and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Jupiter Ascending was visually impressive, but that wasn't a good movie. I mean, I don't think I don't think the Star Wars prequels are good movies actually, no. I think Revenge of the Sith is a good movie. Mm-hmm. But I don't
like
think
sand. It's all coarse and hard. I don't know, I just remember that meme. So, we did want to talk about the new Star Wars. And before we even start, I just want to say that everyone's freaking out about, like, who's the identity of the Sith Lord who's all menacing. It's Brienne, you guys. It was revealed months ago, and I don't know why nobody remembers.
Captain Phasma?
What?
Captain Phasma? That's Brienne, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why everyone's like,
not Kylo Ren. That's Adam Driver from Girls. I mean...
I don't know character names. I just go by the trailers, but like...
Kylo Ren is the guy with the hood, like, with the weird lightsaber.
Okay.
That's Kylo Ren, and that's Adam Driver from Girls. And the big stormtrooper with the cape, that's Captain Phasma, that's Brienne.
Yeah, because
Gwendolyn.
And I know that's her because, like, months and months before anything was happening, I saw, like, a Facebook thing on, like, you go on Facebook and they have, like, news on the side. They were like, see, they've revealed her new costume for the film, and it was right there.
Well, I mean, they have her listed as Captain Phasma on her IMDb page. So.
Oh, well, there's that, too.
It's listed, it's everywhere. It's basically everywhere that's her character.
I know, well, people still are like...
You just haven't, like, seen her actual face in the movie, which I don't think is going to happen in this movie.
Yeah. And,
or
like...
it may happen, like, really late in the movie.
Is she... I've heard that she's supposed to be, or maybe supposed to be Luke's daughter.
There are so many fucking theories flying around about who's related to who. I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know who's a goddamn Jedi in this movie. I have no...
I'm your daughter.
Yeah.
Because,
like... And another thing I keep seeing is, like, is Luke even going to be in this movie? Because there are pictures of Mark Hamill on set as Luke Skywalker. And then they're like, well, he hasn't been in the trailers. I think I think it's going to be like, at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean 2?
Oh, yeah, like that.
Barbossa just shows up.
Yeah. I
think they're going to show Luke Skywalker at, like in the last 5 minutes of the movie, and then he'll have a part in the other two.
I don't think they're going to do... I don't think they're going to do that because that would piss too many people off. I think, like...
Well, he's going to have a bigger part in the other two movies.
Yeah, I still don't think they'd reveal him right, like, at the nth hour. I think what they would do is, like, it would be a big, long reveal, and then maybe, like, 45 minutes into the movie they'll reveal him. But then he'll have, like, a bigger role.
I don't know. I think
they'll keep talking about him the whole movie, like, oh, Luke Skywalker, and then he finally shows up in, like, the last 10 minutes.
I heard he's supposed to be, like, the next Yoda or something, right?
I could see that.
Like, he's going to be training people or, continuing the schooling, I guess. I don't know.
I could see that.
You know the lead guy in it, the black guy, I can't remember the name of the actor.
Boyega?
Yeah, he is in a really, really good British movie called Attack the Block, which is about this, like, really, really, like, rough working class block in South London that gets attacked by aliens. But it's a really, really good movie, and he plays...
I want to see everything he's been in because I'm obsessed with him because he's so adorable.
I haven't even heard of him.
I follow him on Instagram, and he's, like, the biggest Star Wars fanboy. It's really...
He plays, like, it's such a lovely character he plays in Attack the Block. He plays, like, a teenage mugger who, like, you start out thinking is really, really dangerous, and then it ends up, like, he's just this really, like, vulnerable little boy, and he ends up, like, saving the day, and it's just a really cool, like, independent movie. It's really interesting. Like, it's definitely worth seeing.
I think I heard about it.
He's one of the two Star Wars Funko Pops I own.
Oh, cool.
I have Finn and I have BB-8.
Nice.
Robot Son.
I know, you're obsessed with that little robot dude.
I love BB-8. You my little robot son.
You robot shine.
I want every piece of BB-8 merchandise, and so far I've been doing pretty good.
You should
Just buying up everything. Like, I need... I still need to get $10 and go back to Walmart, because they have a BB-8 coin bank at Walmart for $10.
cosplay as him. You really should.
I don't know how I'd do it, but...
I don't know either. You can figure it out.
He is cute.
I've also heard that, I think the lead girl, her name's Kay, right?
Rey,
I'm sorry. Is she supposed to be Han and Leia's daughter?
that is the big rumor I've heard.
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure
it's
she is,
true.
because 1, she looks like them, and 2, she's like a good guy, and 3, she's kind of got weird hair like Leia does.
Yeah.
All
True.
of those are solid evidence, of course.
Apparently Leia isn't going to be like, apparently she's going to have some kind of new role, like, because they kind of announced it, like, she's not going to be a princess anymore, and it's kind of like, well, duh, she's like 60. But the question is like, what is she going to be? Because apparently she's going to have some other kind of role or title.
They release posters for the movies, and they all have them in, like, different action poses, and she's, like, behind a computer screen. So I guess she's just, like,
Maybe she'll be like Commander Leia.
Yeah, she's behind the scenes, doing the technical stuff. I think that's what she's doing.
Also,
Carrie
her
Fisher,
last
like,
name is Solo.
I love Carrie Fisher so much. Like, she's just like everything to me. She's an amazing writer. She's really funny. Like,
Have you ever gone on her Twitter?
No, I haven't.
What'd she
I need to
do?
check her out.
It's something.
Oh, really? In what sense?
She tweets like an old lady, is what I'm trying to say.
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that. You'd think she'd be really like... I kind of expected her to be like a George Takei type, like really with it and really savvy.
Well, I mean, George Takei didn't have like a huge drug binge.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher's been through a lot of stuff. She's had a lot of problems. So, I think I could understand that.
George Takei didn't fall into an alcoholism.
Yeah, and have to get, like, shock treatment or something.
Yeah.
Wow, shit, that's all news to me. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
My mom read her autobiography.
She's, like, written a bunch of, like, awesome screenplays and, like, contributed to loads of really, like, famous ones. Like, that was kind of why and also she seemed really, really down to earth and interesting in interviews and stuff. I had no idea she had been a...
She's a great writer. She's just had a really rocky road, Yeah.
It was, I think she started doing drugs, like, not too long after Star Wars. Like, it was not a long time after she wrapped up Star Wars, I
I'm not
believe.
surprised.
Yeah, that's
plus,
sort of kind of...
like, her mom is Debbie Reynolds, and Debbie Reynolds at the time was, like, a big celebrity, so she was, like, kind of in the limelight, and, that can have its consequences. Yeah, she was like a famous actress, singer, I think, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, Debbie Reynolds.
Yeah.
Guys, this Twitter, oh my god, like, you are not kidding. Like, the fucking, like...
Read some of her tweets.
Sorry?
Read some of her tweets.
Well, it's not so much what she's writing, it's the way she's writing it, like...
Yeah, that's
random,
what I mean.
Like, random capital letters and, like, no spaces and, like... Yeah, it's not particularly, like... It's not the content of the writing, it's the writing itself. Like, it is funny, though. It's worth checking out.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is good. Oh, guys!
She's ended up... People have put her tweets... sent her tweets into Jack's Films for Your Grammar Sucks.
Oh.
Leave her alone, guys.
Big bullies, all of you. I want to talk about Doctor Who because it ripped out my heart and stomped on it real quick.
Okay.
But you got that.
Huge spoilers for anyone listening that watches Doctor Who, which I'm guessing is probably a lot of y'all. Clara's dead. Clara's super dead. And it broke my heart because, like,
did you cry?
I didn't cry. No, I cried when Amy and Rory kind of quote unquote died. I was kind of too in shock, but like Peter Capaldi's performance in that episode, like their relationship has been so consistently interesting and funny and sparky, and like his rage in that episode, like it was like watching him in the thick of it, that show where he used to swear all the time, like that kind of like terror, like the terror he can inflict when he's angry is second to none. Like I've got to say, like even though he looks like a big sketchy owl, like I totally would. I totally like. I take that D, and I do things.
He does look like an owl. I just
really
I was trying to put my finger on it for years what he looked like, and I couldn't nail it down until you said owl.
Yeah,
like,
he does look like an owl. That's been said like so many times. Like I'd love to pretend that was me, but it's not. I'm ridiculously sad that Clara's gone, but I've got like, again, this is totally irrelevant to you guys, but my theory on Clara, because there are lots and lots and lots of Claras, I think like
there's one on Drawn Together. That's the only one I know about.
Sorry?
That's the only one I know about is on Drawn Together.
Well, apart from that, on actual Doctor Who, there are a bunch of Claras, and I think he's going to find one of the ones that's still alive, and like it's going to make him realise that there are a bunch of Claras still like living out their lives happily, and it's going to be like a poignant, tragic end to the series, like a kind of bittersweet ending. That's
so
my
it'll just be like a land of Claras somewhere.
No, more like they'll all be like scattered across time and space, like living out their lives, and he'll realise that just because his Clara's dead, it doesn't mean there aren't lots of other ones like living out happily.
Yeah, you can go free range and get one from the fields.
It does make sense in context, I swear. But I think
that's what they always say about Doctor Who.
Yeah, I mean, no, it maybe makes sense is kind of a loose fitting glove for Doctor Who.
No, well, you say makes sense with, air quotes with your fingers.
Yeah, major air quotes implied. But the next episode is just Peter Capaldi on his own, and I've seen the trailer, and it looks frigging amazing. I'm really excited about it. So excited. So that's all there is to it with Doctor Who. That's all I wanted to say.
I finally saw Inside Out.
Yay!
I almost cried. I had to like stop myself. It was.
I super cried at the end.
I loved it.
Baby.
I loved it so much. Joe actually he got a bootleg of it because he used to go to this truck stop or not truck stop, this like food truck, and the guy would sell food, but he would also sell bootlegs. And he sell them for like $3, so he actually has gotten like a lot of them. And one of them was Inside Out, and it was so good. I'm actually going to lend that copy to my coworker, but I loved it. I think actually as much as I love the movie, I think my favorite part honestly was the post-credit scene with everybody else's heads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great. My favorite character
that man has
though,
food.
like,
what do we do? Get food.
You know who I love as an actress? Phyllis Smith. Like, I loved her in The Office, and that was like one of the first acting things she ever did, because she used to be a burlesque dancer, and then she had an accident, and she was a producer for years, and then they cast her on The Office because she was originally like just producing it.
Sadness?
She was Sadness, wasn't she great?
Okay, yeah, she was. And by the way, Greer, I loved your costume.
Oh yeah, actually, that was awesome, Grace.
I loved it before I even saw the movie because I'd seen pictures and it looked pretty accurate, but now I love it more.
It was brilliant. That was one of the best Halloween costumes anyone I know has ever done. I was really impressed. You nailed it. I like my favorite out of all of them though was Fear, because I love Bill Hader and I loved his little like nasally whiny voice that he did. Like he was so perfectly cast. But all of them were like Lewis Black.
I just love Lewis Black. I love Lewis Black in anything, and I'm like, who else could play Anger? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
You can't find anybody else.
Have you ever watched, I posted this on Facebook a while ago, but if you go and watch the B-roll of him, that they got him recording lines and him doing it in the booth, and he's like making all the hand gestures that he does in his stand-up. And he's just being himself.
He's always doing that. He always has like that rigid pointed finger he always does.
He was doing that when he was recording lines for Anger.
I totally believe he's always doing that.
And they animated him carrying a paper around, and apparently he does that all the time in real life.
And I love that newspaper, like, no dessert.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So,
and Bing Bong. Bing Bong. Sorry, I just need
Bing
to...
Bong. I was gonna talk about Crimson Peak because I wrote a bunch of notes down about Crimson Peak.
It was so good.
I haven't seen it.
It was like an
God damn it,
my
Fran.
senses.
You've had all this time to watch Crimson Peak.
I'm sorry, I failed. But you didn't see Mockingjay Part 1 last year.
Yeah, I didn't see Mockingjay Part 1, so I can't see Part 2. Not yet, anyway.
Fran, you have to see Crimson Peak. It's amazing. And not even because of Tom Hiddleston. Like, the sets are gorgeous. The costumes are great. Like, everything is almost flawless. And I say almost because Charlie Hunnam's accent was terrible.
Oh, that's a shame. I mean, I have to say, like, I love Tom Hiddleston, but I would be seeing it because I love Uncle Guillermo. Like, there isn't a lot that he could do that would disappoint me.
It was such a good
The first thing, because I wrote a bunch of notes down. I took a notebook into Crimson Peak, and
I love how much
all these awful notes down.
I love you put soft hands. You put soft hands. Caps.
Yeah. I think I remember the scene that happened in, but
I remember that scene. Can I talk about that scene? I remember that scene because I saw this movie with Joe, of course, and that's the scene where he's trying to go to all the businessmen and trying to like get them to help make his invention.
Edith's father, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, you're not a worker for this kind of stuff, and he grabs his hands and he's like, you've got the softest hands I've ever seen, and immediately Joe looked over at me, and I like.
You have the softest hands. It's like, you're supposed to have a man's hands.
Yeah.
And Tom's just a dainty Englishman with soft hands. The first thing I wrote down about this movie is I forgot Charlie Hunnam was in this movie.
Charlie Hunnam? Who's Charlie Hunnam again? What have I seen him in?
He's in Sons of Anarchy, and I believe he was going to be in 50 Shades of Grey, but he dropped out.
I think he was...
So they let the other guy have it.
I think he was in the first season of Once Upon a Time, but I can't remember.
But he was in he was the main character in Crimson Peak, or not Pacific Rim. I'm getting my Del Toro movies mixed up. Completely different movie.
Let me look him up because he's English, isn't he, Charlie Hunnam?
I'm assuming so because his American accent was pretty crappy.
And
it's also like you don't get a lot of American.
Sons of Anarchy. I know. I think that's the most famous thing he's famous for. Sons of Anarchy.
It's an incredibly British name, isn't it, Charlie Hunnam?
I love in Crimson Peak when they're at that ball and he like dances the waltz with her. I want her dress.
Yeah, I think
want
that was
that
something
dress.
I wrote down that her dress was really, really pretty.
I want it, and I want to be in that scene. He's just like, "Will you be mine?" Like,
I think during that.
Yeah,
I found the part in my notes where that scene was happening, and I just wrote in all caps, "Stop this madness."
I know.
Thomas.
I think I need
I'm so angry right now.
I need like new panties just thinking about it. Like, oh my god. I think I could even hear like some of the girls giggling and whispering to each other in the audience. Like, it was a packed house when I went. Actually, it was pretty packed.
Awesome.
It was. And yet it's like it's not doing well. I don't know if it's in theaters anymore. It really.
It's still in our theater.
It's like it's not getting enough attention, I don't think, and it's really disappointing. But like
I know people who saw it. I know a lot of people who saw it.
At the same time, I kind of know why it's not getting attention because if you think about it, it's like a gothic romance film, and in this day and age, that's not something that really.
But it was marketed as a horror film, so a lot of people saw it thinking they were going to see a horror film.
Yeah.
And it was scary. Okay, can I just say, it might just be because I get really scared easily, but I wrote down all the parts. I kept a count of all the parts I jumped in the movie, and I jumped 8 times in the movie. I don't know. That counts as a scary movie.
Honestly, like, really, I know I said that everything's in the movie is like almost perfect besides Charlie Hunnam. The only other thing that wasn't perfect, they do jump scares. And
well, they were scary. It was scary, okay?
I'm not saying they weren't. I'm just saying it's a cheap scare. They
were done with like scary imagery. Like at least it was.
No. The imagery was great.
And then it's
no. Don't get me wrong. The ghosts looked really cool. It's just that like jumping scares are for shitty movies, you know? They're not for something like this. And they could have done something cooler with it, I think.
Do you think they were earned, though? Do you think that the movie was good enough that they had kind of earned the right to give you a kind of shock? Because sometimes, like, if a movie has earned that, that can be, like, a really, really, like, legitimate thrill.
I mean, really, there were shocks in other events that happened later when you find out, like, when secrets are revealed, I think.
But,
that's when I got the shocks.
The original Jurassic Park has shitloads of jump scares, but, like, I'm totally okay with that because it felt, like, completely in keeping with the movie, and it's not a shitty movie, it's an amazing movie. Like was it just that you didn't feel like it was in keeping with the movie itself?
I just felt like this was supposed to be a sophisticated movie, and, like, the beginning of it was a lot of jump scares, and jump scares, they're as effective as they are, they're not sophisticated, and I feel like, you know, having one or two...
Where did that even come from, do you think?
Where does what come from?
That idea of jump scares are a cheap way of scaring people.
It comes from the fact that they are way overused now.
I think they're cheapened.
A lot of horror movies have them, and it's not to say that they shouldn't, it's just that they're being used a lot more than they used to be. Like, in some movies, they're like every other scene is a jump scare. And so now it's cliche and trite and annoying.
I think the thing is, like, movies like, I think you're right, Georgia. I think movies like Paranormal Activity, even though I love the Paranormal Activity movies, and Saw, even though I love Saw, I think they have kind of ruined jump scares because they have overused them. And I think, like, I'm just conscious of the fact that, like, it shouldn't take away from the fact that they can be used properly. They can be used sparingly, and they can be used, you know, effectively.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, though, with Crimson Peak, there weren't visual jump scares. There are a lot of audio jump scares, like when the music will just do that. That's an audio. That's like with the music and the audio.
There
weren't that many. I think what you're talking about is visual jump scares. Like,
they did
like Five Nights at Freddy's kind of visual. You see it in front of your face and it scares you. Kind of jump scares.
Yeah.
Crimson Peak really didn't do that. I think there was like a like sudden loud music, and that made me jump. And then there was some scary imagery that would happen, and I'd be like, oh! But it wasn't like flashing imagery either. Like it didn't just pop up and then go away. It was like there, like when the hand came up out of the ground, and I'm like, oh no!
Yeah, that was cool. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that, like, I remember in the beginning of Crimson Peak, there were like 2 or 3 of them in the first 15 minutes, and it was a little excessive. But it's just you know, you just use them sparingly. That's all.
They did have long link. I feel like movies who jump, like, what's a good movie that does it? Like The Grudge. I think The Grudge is a good example of, don't do that, that's scary. Stop! Okay, like, The Grudge actually fucking scares me. Don't even do that. The Grudge...
That's why I can never take The Grudge seriously.
What I remember about The Grudge is that there are not a lot of lingering shots of the scary thing.
Are you talking about the American version or the Japanese version?
The scary thing, both, I guess. I remember the American version more, so
I saw the American version at the cinema, and, like, it's not because it's American, and it's not because it's a remake, but I fucking hated that movie. I thought it was so boring. Like, I loved the American remake of The Ring, though, so it really isn't because it's American, and it really isn't because it's a remake. I just thought it was boring.
I think The Grudge is a good example of movies that only show their monsters and jump scares. I feel like there's a difference between a movie having jump scares and a movie that will only show their monster through a jump scare.
Maybe. Like, I can't really remember The Grudge.
The Grudge does, the thing about Crimson Peak is there were a lot of lingering shots of the ghosts, and a lot of just shots that stayed on them, and like these big shots where you could see them really well and see how scary looking and freaky looking they are.
They were really good effects.
Which is what he does best, Del Toro, visually. He loves doing that shit. But there are movies like The Grudge and movies like, what else? what else can I think of? Like, not The Ring. The Ring had lingering shots of that one girl. But, Five Nights at Freddy's isn't even a movie, and it's a good example. They really only show their monsters through a jump scare, and I think that's a different kind of jump scary movie than a movie that has jump scares in it, but still shows its monsters in other ways. Does that make sense? I don't know.
I kind of know what you mean. Like, Psycho had a jump scare. If you think about it, the shower scene's a jump scare. Mm-hmm. It's all because she's in the shower, all calm and quiet, and all of a sudden just stab, stab. That's a jump scare.
I suppose it is. It's really interesting because that brings up a question of how you define them in the first place. Like, because to me, a jump scare I think of as like one really sudden shock. So, for instance, like in Paranormal Activity, which is just like the mother of jump scare movies. Like
when he gets thrown in the camera.
Well, there'll be a bang, and it'll be one note. Whereas in Psycho, something unexpected happens, but then it builds. It isn't just like scary, done. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That to me is how
I saw Joe made Insidious 3, and that was I think all of the scares in that were just jump scares, and they were like some of them were just loud noises, like they be walking down a hall and then just and it was really annoying, and yet people in the audience I could hear them were like ah.
Well, some people get scared very easily, okay?
I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying if all of your movie is just jump scares, that's not good.
Yeah,
I agree,
if that's
Jill,
all you have, that's not good.
The thing is, I can completely understand why they scare people because, in that moment, it is a shock and it does make you jump. I think the thing is, though, is that, like, that's why sometimes, like, I don't like seeing a horror movie in a cinema packed full of people. Like,
me too!
If you're all experiencing the same thing, then that's great. Like, when I saw The Babadook, like, I was with my friend Richard, and it was in a packed cinema, but everyone was going through the same things, the same highs, the same lows.
That movie
they were taking it seriously. It was, oh my god, I love that movie. And people were really invested. I saw fucking Paranormal Activity 2 at the cinema, and people were just using it as an excuse to talk on their phones and eat popcorn, like, it really wound me up. But I think, oh god, who was it who described, like, Mark Commode, the cinema critic Mark Commode, he described jump scares as, like, quiet, 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 bang. And I think that, for me, like, that's how I define them.
There are a lot of horror movies now that do that thing, though, where it's, like, quiet, 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 nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
I know that, too.
It's like the fake out when, like, because it's been done so much now. I think that is more overdone than an actual quiet, quiet, quiet bang.
I agree. Did that too. They did that a couple times.
That was all over the place in the in what was that movie? The Visit. The one that in my Shyamalan movie I saw that was actually pretty scary. That happened a lot in that movie, actually.
A lot of people really like that movie, like, and it's really funny.
Good.
Mark Commode reviewed it, and he gave it a bad review.
You should watch it.
Well,
as a Shyamalan movie, I'm rating it as a Shyamalan movie. As a Shyamalan movie, it's the best one he's done in like 10 years. I've already said this already, but I think it's one of the best movies he's done since The Sixth Sense.
Wow.
I'd like
he's not made that many good movies since, and really saying that is.
I know that's really high praise.
It doesn't mean much, but. Because all his movies are shit. But
no, that's really high praise. Shit. That is.
But
honestly, it's better than Devil.
Honestly, I totally understand what you're saying, Fran, about like jump scares, and that's a good point. But I don't know. It's just like jump scares are so overplayed, and I am just getting tired of it. And really, I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking of this now. I think one of the best. I don't even know if I should call it a jump scare, but I'm gonna call it just a scare. Was like. It was either like Scary Movie 2 or 3. It was like the one where they parody The Village. But basically,
really?
Yeah, but basically, let me, I'm going somewhere with this. There's like this scene where she's in the car, they're driving up to the, the village, and they're just like talking about something. And there's no music, it's just them talking. And in the middle of their conversation, there's like a ghost appears in the car window and they scream. And that was genuinely scary because it's like there's no music to fake you out. They're just talking and it's in the middle of a conversation. And it was so abrupt. And I'm just like, why don't more people do that? Why do we need music to tell us when something's scary? Why can't it just be in the middle of a conversation?
Yeah, that orchestra over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Violins.
I'm right there with you, Georgia. Like, and a really good example of this. Sorry to go back to it.
How fucked up is it that came from a scary movie sequel?
Until Dawn did that shit too, and I love Until Dawn, but there are a lot of they're very tongue-in-cheek jump scares. Like,
what's Until
you
Dawn?
don't know they're gonna happen, and they're like, "Ha, we got you with that cheap thing."
Until Dawn is a really, really good video game, which I don't want Greer to ruin for me because I haven't finished it yet.
That! Yeah.
No, I won't either.
Alice reviewed it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
It's a really good video game.
It's
but no,
very tongue-in-cheek. If you liked Cabin in the Woods, you should play Until Dawn.
I like it a lot.
It does seem really tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
But getting back to the music thing, Doctor Who, right, one of the biggest problems with the new, like, revived Doctor Who is the music. It's so overbearing. The guy that does it, Murray Gold, it's just like fucking everything has to have this, like, big, overblown orchestral choir behind it. And it ruins, like, all these moments that are supposed to be scary or supposed to be sad. Like, it's so fucking in your face. And, like, I don't know why they do it. It really, really bugs me.
I love how, like, the evolution of Doctor Who, like, it used to be, like, apparently really, really silly and not all that serious.
Well, no,
now it's just like this huge serious thing that people take super seriously.
Super serial, guys.
It's super serious. The thing is, like, it was serious. It just had crappy effects because it was the 60s. But it had, like, one thing it had over the new one, I have to say, is, like, the writing was better. Like, it was much more, it was kind of much more wry and more playful, and much kind of cleverer and took its audience much more seriously as adults. Like, whereas now, like, I do sometimes feel like they've done some really cool stuff with New Doctor Who, and I really, really like it as a show, but sometimes I think it misses the, like, wry, clever humor a little bit, and it takes itself a bit too seriously, and it does sometimes go too much for the melodrama.
I don't know.
I also want to point out,
hard you guys don't even watch it.
Back to my notebook of dreams that I wrote Crimson Peak notes in. When Tom Hiddleston got naked, I just wrote in all caps, "Let me see butt."
And you got your wish, and it was pretty hot.
It was pretty great. It wasn't even there for that long, but it was still pretty good.
I could hear the girls in the audience just, like, all jittery and stuff like that. They loved it.
I was like, yes! Yes!
That was kind of a hot scene.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But then Jessica Chastain got all pissed off for some reason.
Oh, no, there's a reason. There's just spoilers involved.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to... I know Fran wants to see it. But I wrote down at the end, moral of the story, never go to England, they have ghosts. That's the moral of Crimson Peak. Never go to England, they have ghosts.
It's
there. That's all you need to know.
The more you know, kids.
Also, even when Tom Hiddleston... No, never mind. That's a spoiler, actually. Never mind. That's a spoiler.
He's so gorgeous. It's unfair. It's unfair to life.
Yeah.
He's so beautiful.
He talks about clay mining, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
I love, and Joe and I were talking about this, we love so much how the clay just, like, seeps through the walls, and it looks like blood. It's so creepy and gothic looking. It's great. And it's, like, everywhere.
Film theory, I know Fran has seen a few film theories from Matt Pat. He did a good one on Crimson Peak, actually.
Really?
But the directorial style that Guillermo del Toro was inspired by for that movie. It's actually really interesting if you want to watch it.
Could I watch it without the movie being ruined for me?
Let me think. I'm trying to think. No, there aren't any spoilers in it. I think you're good.
Okay.
And then she watches it and it tells her everything.
I think you're good. Yeah. I don't think there were any spoilers in it.
Film theory, I kind of thought, like, because game theory, I think, like, really is the smartest show on gaming. Like, it blows my mind every day. I didn't think film theory was that, like, eye-opening, but I will give it another chance.
Yeah. The one on Crimson Peak is pretty good. I liked it a lot.
I'll watch it. I like Matt Pat. I don't know why people have a problem with Matt Pat.
Because he has a silly name.
He does have a silly name, but he's cute. I like him. I like the cut of his jib.
You like the cut of his jib?
I do. I like the cut of his gibberish.
I just remembered when we were talking about Star Wars, I forgot to tell my Star Wars ticket story.
Oh, go on.
So I went home from work early because I claimed I had something to do, but I was actually to go home so I could get Star Wars tickets in time. And,
that is something to do. That is something to do.
You dork.
So I went home and I realized pretty early on that Fandango was not going to work for me because that night, like, every movie ticket website in the world was down because people were over flooding it.
They were losing their shit. Everybody
Especially
was.
Fandango would not load for me at all. Couldn't get the website or couldn't get the app. So I realized pretty early on that I'm just not going to be able to get it online. So after I watched the new trailer that they showed during the football game that day, it was like a Monday.
Yeah.
I was in my pajamas already, and I called the movie theater, and I said, "Hey, y'all got any Star Wars tickets? Or when did y'all start selling Star Wars tickets there?" And he said, 7:30. It was like 9 o'clock or something. I'm like, "Y'all got any left?" And he's like, "Yeah, actually, the night's been pretty slow, and no one's really been around to come and get any." And I'm like, "I'll be down there in 5 minutes." So I got in my car. Didn't even bother putting on, like, day clothes. I just stayed in my pajamas. Drove down to the theater, picked up my tickets, and now I have to keep up with a physical movie ticket for another month. And I haven't lost it. I haven't lost it yet.
Yay.
Are you keeping it in a safe?
I'm keeping it in my wallet. So hopefully between now and a month from now, my wallet doesn't get stolen.
You should keep it on a pillow and sleep under it.
I don't want it to, like, fall under my bed or anything.
Well, no, and then the Star Wars fairy will come and give you another ticket.
Yeah.
It'll be a little, what's the robot's name?
BB-8.
Yeah, it'll be that.
BB-8 with wings. And it is exactly, on Wednesday, it's exactly a month from now till the movie comes out.
Woohoo!
On Tuesday it was exactly a month till I get to see it, because I'm seeing it on the 17th instead of the 18th.
And all of nerddom is going to lose their shit.
I got the first IMAX 3D showing on the 17th, like the first one that they're showing in that theater, the first ever IMAX 3D showing that they're showing in that theater. I am there.
Yay!
Ticket, and I'm already there.
Yay! I can't believe, like, oh shit, it's a month. I don't know how I'm gonna react when I see it. Like, I think I'll
see it opening day.
I don't even know when I'm. Yeah, I don't even know when I'm gonna see it because I feel like I didn't even bother to get a ticket because I feel like it's just gonna be sold out forever. So I'm just gonna wait until I can.
Fran, do you have your ticket already?
I don't have my ticket, but I know that
Good luck.
Okay for one.
I was about to say good luck getting an opening day ticket if you didn't already buy it.
No, it's all right. It's because I'm seeing it in my local theater and they haven't started selling them yet, so that's why I know I'm okay. Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, under any other circumstances.
When's opening day in England?
I think it's the same day as you guys. Let me double check that though, in case
18.
I'm wrong.
Huh? Interesting.
17/18.
Force Awakens. Bear with me. UK opening. Okay, December 17th.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So I'm really fucking excited about it, and I think I'm probably gonna cry.
I probably will too.
Honestly, that day I'm probably gonna cry too. That's the day of the last Soup episode.
Oh, I don't even like the Soup. I just want more Tom. I just want more Joel McHale on my TV. It's not that I dislike the Soup. I think maybe just because I'm not American, I don't quite kind of get it. I don't quite get the humor.
Yeah.
But
reality TV is a much bigger deal over here to make fun of.
Yeah, because we're.
We do have we do have a lot of reality TV over here. We have a show that's set in like the Australian wilderness called like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and it has like
I love
celebrity.
that show.
Do you have that show in America?
I think we used to, but it didn't get good ratings and they canceled it.
See, it's
well,
like
hopefully all the people there died.
It's
They
a
got
big
eaten by
deal.
wildebeests.
It's a big deal over here. Like
I think they had it like 2 seasons of it here, an American version of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge deal over here. It's been on for about 10 years. There were rumors actually that Carl Pilkington was going to be this year, and I'm so glad he wasn't because he can do better. You only do that if you think your career is dead. And Carl Pilkington, my friend, his career is just getting started. Fucking second season of Moaning of Life, like 4 seasons or something of Idiot Abroad, like a shit ton of books, podcast. Like
Has
I'm
the
telling
second
you,
season of Moaning of Life started?
yes, it started. Yeah, I haven't watched
Okay.
it yet, but it's meant to be brilliant.
Yay.
Yay! I love Carl. Mwah, love you, Carl.
Aw. I am
I'm
sad
so
this
happy
he's
for
gonna
him.
be off though, because I'm gonna miss it. I used to watch it for years, and I like
I
Joel
did too.
McHale. I'm gonna miss
I
him.
love him.
We'll miss you, Joel.
He'll go
I-
on to do much bigger and better things. He's gonna be in the X-Files and shit, so...
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so excited. He's playing like a TV evangelist. Like how
Oh my
great.
god, really?
Yeah, it's like a Rush Limbaugh type.
Oh my
Not
How
like
god.
fantastic is that for Joel McHale? Like he is gonna nail that. Like I can just see it. He's gonna be so fucking
Oh
good.
my god, I'm picturing he's like the Baracus guy, but just crazier.
I
You remember that commercial, Greer?
I think so.
He had like that stupid long ponytail, and it was like an energy drink or something. It was just like
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I think I've seen a clip of that. Funnily enough.
I sent it to you, Fran, once.
Yeah, you did. I have seen it because I'm fucking hot for Joel McHale every day, daily, nightly, and ever so rightly.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, I like think he's a genius because he's so. It's so unusual to have someone that hot be that creepy, and he can.
So, the other day, we went to go see The Sound of Music. So it was playing at the theater here.
Oh, cool.
They were doing like a special showing of some. They have been doing special showings of some retro movies, like TCM I think is doing them, and like we saw Raiders of the Lost Ark like 2 weeks ago. It was awesome. And
we saw the re-release of Psycho, and they did that.
Yeah,
That was fun.
So Sound of Music, and there's something happened to me during Sound of Music that I've never happened to me before during a theater or in. Let me start that sentence over again. Something happened during the Sound of Music that has not happened to me in a theater before.
Yeah.
And that is that the movie stopped working.
Oh,
just-
that happened to me. That happened to me during Up the first time I tried to see it.
Like, what do you mean
And,
it stopped working? Like, the projector just cut off for real, or what?
The projector bulb went out.
Weird.
And they could not fix it because it was pretty late, and they're like, we can't do anything about it tonight. So they gave us, like, rain checks, like passes that don't expire to any movie you want.
Nice.
And they're like, also, you could just, like, theater's yours tonight. You can go into any showing you want that's going to happen. I mean, it's like 9:30, but we still have showings.
That kind of happened to me and Joe when we tried to see the riff tracks of Sharknado 2. At the time, it was like, you know, it's live from, you know, via satellite, and there was a big storm going on, and they kept fucking up the satellite, so they gave everybody free passes, but, like, I don't know, we tried to go again, and that fucked up, so, like, when they were giving out free passes, the guy just gave us a handful, so we got, like, 6.
What? Awesome!
So, actually, we've used them all up. We went and saw, in the following order, we saw the re-release of Psycho. All of these for free. Goodnight Mommy, and then we saw The Last Witch Hunter.
Uh-huh.
So, I think it was all well spent, because they were all kind of mediocre films. Well, besides Psycho. I own that, so. So, it was well
so we went to go see the Peanuts movie. And, that was cute. I liked the Peanuts movie.
I really hope it's good. Like, do you
It's
feel
good.
like
I liked it. I liked it.
Did it capture the kind of spirit of the comics?
I thought it did. Yeah, and like the old specials and shit, there weren't like modern references or anything like that.
Oh,
The most modern thing in there is that they take a standardized test at some point.
Was it depressing as shit? I hope not.
Yeah, Charlie Brown. Yeah, I mean it's Charlie Brown, so it's depressing. It's fucking Charlie Brown.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. That's what I wanted to hear. And is it funny?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. There are so many moments that I was just like, God damn it, Charlie Brown.
Yay! That's just
me watching Charlie Brown specials all the time. God damn it, Charlie Brown.
If that, honestly, if I have the same reaction to the movie as you're having, my heart will fucking sing.
I liked it a lot.
Oh, yay.
It had a lot of references from the old specials and stuff like that. There's a lot of referential stuff. If you like the Peanuts, you'll like that movie. There's a lot of references to old stuff and
it's
good. The animation's really, really good, actually.
Yeah, the animation, I was kind of a bit weirdly put off because it kind of looked like that really terrible animation from that Top Cat movie that they did. But it's nice to hear it's getting such positive feedback.
And you'll have to probably sit through a shitty Ice Age short, which I used to like Ice Age.
I'm so done with
I don't know what they've done with Ice Age, because the first movie is so good.
A lot of people don't know.
And I'm like, Blue Sky? No. What'd you do with Ice Age?
They need to call the next Ice Age movie Ice Age Overkill.
Yeah.
That would make me happy, because
the first Ice Age movie is so good. Am I the only one that thinks that?
The first Ice Age movie is as good as Shrek, I think.
Yeah.
Easily. I think it's funny.
I watched both pretty equally when I was younger.
I think, it's just as funny. The characters are just as good. It's just as poignant.
I would watch Ice Age and Shrek back to back when I was a kid.
I can't believe how bad those sequels are. And do you know what makes me angry? Talking about references, it's when they have, either really adult references, like they started to do with Ice Age, where it just got to be, really obnoxious, or they do what they did in The Simpsons, and it's okay, so it's set in 2015 somehow now, even though the characters haven't aged, they're all going to be using Blu-ray and having, iPad, and it's no, that's not how you make something progress. You make something progress by making it good. It's
exactly. Yeah.
I watched the new Winnie the Pooh movie today, which I've seen it before, but I really, really like it. And it's they have all the lovely classic animation and the beautiful sets and characters.
Craig Ferguson is Owl.
Yeah,
you cannot go wrong with that.
Craigie, adorable. He's so good in that movie. But it's just good because the writing is really good. Honestly, I think with The Simpsons, I've been thinking this for a while, and actually, no, it was Sam that brought it up, and I really agreed with him. They need to have the characters age because there are no stories left to tell with those characters in, that very particular setting. They need to have, they need to take a big, long fucking break from it and then come back when they're teenagers. That is the only way you're going to be able to tell new stories with those characters.
Or just stop The Simpsons.
Or just fucking stop The Simpsons. No, it's a cash cow.
As long as people are watching and there's still money to be had, they're not going to stop.
Do people still care about The Simpsons?
I'll watch it.
There's still, because you're telling it as you're under the impression that The Simpsons still makes a lot of money and they still sell a lot of merch and a lot of people still watch it. But I have not.
Well, the
only person I know who talks about The Simpsons is Fran.
But
she's not even American.
I don't mean that. I just mean that. Well. Okay, I misspoke. I mean, I watch the reruns on FXX, really, and that's really what I do. And I think that's what a lot of people I know do.
Yeah. I think, the thing is, I watch the reruns. I don't watch the new episodes. And I think, the really, really hardcore fans, the, obsessive hardcore fans that know every classic episode, every classic line, all the voice actors. All the writers, the real or Katie, as in Katie Marie Dunn, she's a really huge fan of the classic Simpsons. I think it's upsetting to see something that you love so much go down the toilet. That's why I still talk about it, because it pisses me off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited as well about Smithers coming out next season. I'm sort of excited about that. That's probably just a huge, like, attention grab for the show, but, like, whatever.
Well, yeah, because it's something that they've been delaying for decades.
Yeah, 27 years, man. Come on. It's 2015.
That's as old as me.
It's as old as me. I turned 27 last month.
Yay!
When did you turn 27?
What?
When did you turn 27?
In March.
So you're older than me. I've spent this whole time thinking I was older than you.
Nope.
I think because on some level, I feel like I'm too old to be this into popular culture.
Oh, come on. You're never too old for that stuff.
You're damn right. Damn frigging right.
You're never too old to talk about The Simpsons all the time.
Yeah. Star Wars.
All the time.
Or the Zoolander, which I'm so excited about.
Wait, what?
About Zoolander 2?
Oh my god, I can't wait for that movie.
I'm so excited. That trailer looks hysterical.
For me to be excited, I need to actually go back and watch the first Zoolander because I don't remember it that well.
You have to. It's so funny.
Movie. I might even watch it tonight now that you've mentioned it. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but that picture of Benedict Cumberbatch without eyebrows, like, oh my fucking god, that was hilarious.
Trailer yet? You have to. You have to.
I really want to. I don't know why I haven't seen it. I think, like, I saw it and I thought, oh, I've got to watch that. And then I didn't, because I'm an idiot.
You have to. It's so good. I'm
Guy.
excited. It's like in, I think it's in February, so it's like not that far away.
No, it's
which
close.
is so, makes me even more excited to see it. Because it's puppy.
Yeah. I can't wait. I think the first movie is fucking genius. Like, even people I know that don't like those kinds of movies, like Zoolander, like, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know how you can hate Zoolander. It's so funny.
Everyone I know thinks it's like one of the funniest movies ever made. Like, yeah, even people that hate Adam Sandler type movies, like.
It's not really an Adam Sandler type movie.
Been close, and thank God.
No, but I think people have that impression because it's like a kind of, it's that like school of actors that kind of work together quite a lot. So I think people have like the wrong impression of.
Kind of.
I think some people do. People that don't know how funny like Will Ferrell and Ben Stiller are capable of being. I think they kind of have the impression of it, like. Sort of don't give it a chance. And then when they do, they always really like it. Sorry, I got really, really distracted then by something someone posted.
No,
that's good.
Something Doctor Who related, I guess.
No, something political. So probably not something we want to be talking about on the podcast.
Nah, that's no fun.
Ring. Yawn.
We is not edumacated. We ain't got no time for that.
No, damn straight. Do you guys want to wrap up? I don't know whether there's anything like...
I don't know what else to say, except that it was great I missed talking to you guys. It was really great to catch up, and...
I know! It really, really was. I've missed you guys. I'm so glad your computer's, like, fucked.
Yeah. It was fucked for a while.
But now it's been unfucked.
Now it is
Yeah.
Now it is defucked.
Its virginity has been restored. I don't know why, Greer, but you sounded super pissed off when I said that.
No,
she wants her computer to be a whore.
I need to go somewhere today, and I don't want to.
Oh, honey.
Oh, I could tell you guys, Joe and I are getting his cousin Aiden into Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's sweet.
We're a little over halfway through the first season, and I'm not sure if I want to keep going, I really do, but I don't know if he's that much into it, 'cause he's 12, so...
Oh, God!
Okay, I've said this to other people, and I'll say it again, it doesn't matter. His parents don't care, he doesn't care,
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
No, but there are some parts, like the political parts of it, that I would be like, you're not gonna understand that. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
I feel like you have to be not because of the nudity and the sex and stuff, but I feel like to understand a lot of the deeper plot lines, you have to be a little more mature to understand it.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he gets bored with all the dialogue, and I don't really blame him. But I want to keep going because
there's a lot of like really interesting like stuff in there that like some people don't have the maturity to get through.
But I want to keep going because like he's really into Pathfinder and like sword and sorcery stuff like that. So I want to keep trying and see. So. Yeah. But he seems to like it so far.
I mean, get to the episode 8 or 9 or whatever of that season and then see.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're up. I think we're up to 7, so we're almost there.
Yeah. Almost to that part.
Yeah. So that was basically what we did last night. We watched Game of Thrones and I drank.
All right, so we'll sign off for now. We'll be back maybe at some point in time.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know when.
There's a lot of conflicting schedules.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't say that. We'll be back soon.
Yeah.
No, I hope so too. I'm just saying everybody's working and we're busy and winter's coming.
And winter is coming.
I mean,
that's actually a true fact. Winter is coming.
It is. It's really cold out now. It was ridiculously warm for a while for November, but now it's like finally dropped to its normal temperature.
It is still like 85 degrees in Florida. So
you lucky bitch.
Promise me now that even though you've got a boyfriend, you'll still want to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Yay! By the way, it's freezing in England and it's already dark outside.
I hate this weather. I'm sick of it. I don't want it to be hot.
Wait. What?
It's 85 degrees. I'm so sick of it.
I hate hot weather. I don't like it.
And don't live in Florida.
I don't want to.
Britt, can I just say,
as if I want to live here.
When you said you hated this weather, I thought you said I hate this sweater, and I was really confused.
Actually, I kind of want to ask Fran. I want to ask you one question before we go. Have you watched or started to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead?
No, I haven't. I completely forgot about it, actually, but I really did want to watch it, and I probably will now.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty good.
What I've heard is that it is like really, really silly, like, which obviously, like, you know, the movies are really silly. That's not much of a surprise, but
I mean, it kind of is. I mean, it's not ridiculous. It's not goofy, but there is a bit of tongue-in-cheek silliness to it, but it's still like kind of badass. The effects are really good. Like the monsters look cool. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. That's a good word for it. Fun.
Has it got a good story?
Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, granted, if Ash is kind of the one who sort of starts who reads the Necronomicon for a stupid reason, but it's, you know, that's the only thing that really bothers me. But it's like if he didn't read it, then there wouldn't be a show. But other than that, no, the story's pretty good, I'd say.
Oh, cool. Oh, God, I really need to watch it. I really need to watch it.
There's only like 3 or 4 episodes out, so you're not that far behind.
Okay, tell you what, I'll watch it tonight, and then next podcast, talk about it.
Yay! You can tell me how cool Lucy Lawless is, because she's in it.
Ugh, Lucy Lawless, she's my fucking spirit animal.
Her character doesn't even have a name yet. She's just kind of in the background. Not in the background, but she's kind of just mysterious. And get shit done.
I'm color me intrigued.
Whatever that means.
It means I'm intrigued.
Okay. All right, so go watch Ash vs. Evil Dead, everybody, and have a groovy day.
Have you never heard that expression, Georgia? Like, color me, like...
I've heard it.
I've heard of culinary.
God damn it.
No, like, color me. Like,
color me impressed.
Oh, yeah, color exactly. Me. Oh, no, I haven't heard that. No.
Did you think I was saying culinary?
It's an American expression, I believe.
I haven't heard it. I'm sorry. I guess it's not an East Coast thing. I don't know.
I guess so.
I'm also from the East Coast. So...
all these places just sound...
No, you're in the South Coast.
South Coast.
Whatever. Hodor.
Most.
East Coast is the Beast Coast.
Right, guys, I'm gonna have to shoot off because I can smell my dinner downstairs and I need to eat it real quick.
Ooh, yum. All right, well,
Yum.
talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.